my friends. Have a wonderful Friday. My name is Julia Masalska and this is Made. You're here for portfolio reviews. I'm really excited. We have 5 amazing designers today. Sorry, I have to clear my voice. How is everybody doing? We have Natasha here. Super cool. Thanks for joining. Sorry, guys. The week was long and I did some streaming this week, so my voice is gone and my voice is totally used up and ready for the weekend. How are you all doing? How was your week? Let me know in the chat. Also, let me know where you guys are tuning in from. I'd love to know. I am currently in Miami, Florida, so it's always great to know, where my community is from, and it's just great to kind of connect on the internet. Cool. All right, my friends, today we're looking at 5 portfolios and we have Larbi Boukert today, we have Jihan Hussein, we have Natasha Kanapaahu, we have Lauren Lever, and we have Ravi. So cool. Thank you so much everyone for submitting your portfolios. To submit your portfolio for review, you can follow me on Instagram. It's Julia Masalska, just my first and last name. And that's where we can connect, and that's where you can send me the link to your portfolio for the next review. We are doing those reviews every Friday, and we have some people joining. Super cool. We have Jihan here and Shamari is here. Awesome. And Natasha is from upstate New York. That's awesome. Really great. Jihan is saying we miss you. Yay, I miss you too. Awesome. Yeah, I'm planning to do more YouTube videos in the near future. You saved my last name right. Natasha is saying yes. You know what? I have a complicated last name, so I've learned to try and not misspell everybody else's last names. I had a bad history of people misspelling my name all the time. So, cool. All right, let's jump right into it, guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the process. I'll be taking a look at the chat. So just drop your questions into the chat if you have any. And let's jump right into it with Larbi Boukert. All right, cool. Larbi is a front and back end developer. I really love how he's already showing this this animation right in the starting page and showing what he can do. Super cool. Let's take a look what else we have here. A little about info. Full stack web developer. You have your birthday here, you have your website, you have your phone. Larbi is from Algeria, 23 years old with a master's degree. Wow, that's really early to get a master's degree. Available for freelance. That is great. I just feel like maybe Larbi, you can not publish too much information, because I feel like your phone number is something very personal and can be used in ways that you don't want it to be used. My dog is playing with her toy and she's making sounds. Blondie. All right. So otherwise, I think this intro page is really great. And I love how you speak a lot of languages and you're showing off your skill set here in this diagram. All these animations are just really great. I think your site really shows your ability. So guys, make sure that your portfolio really shows what you can do. So if you're a developer and if you are into websites, your website needs to be on point, right? You want to kind of really show what you can do, and in your own work as well. So if you can do it for yourself, you can also do it for somebody else, right? So that's kind of the ethic here. And so we have some links to your LinkedIn, to your Instagram, and to your Twitter. And what is this one? I'm not quite sure. GitHub. Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering if all of those are necessary. Maybe just keep it simple. But if you want to share your Twitter link, if you're very active professionally there, that's definitely a good thing to do. Cool. And TM Skater is here. Hi, good to see you. All right, cool. Let's take a look at the portfolio. This is what we're here for. I think the website looks really nice so far, And I think you're doing a great job, and it definitely shows that you have skills in what you're doing. All right, cool. So where's the portfolio? I'm clicking here. Am I clicking here? Not sure. Okay, so we have the resume, we have the services. So basically, this seems like a site that shows. I'm not able to see any portfolio pieces, unfortunately. Let's see. Maybe the link here doesn't work, Larbi. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what is happening, but we have your resume basically on here and the services that you offer. So maybe let's click on one of these. No, that doesn't work. Okay. I'm not exactly sure where I'm supposed to go to see your portfolio, but I think this link doesn't work. So maybe Larry, we can do another session with you and really take a closer look at your projects, because I think, taking a look at the case studies that you have is very, very important. RJS Gaming is here. Hi, Miss Julia. Hi. Good to see you. Yeah, so I think so far your site looks great. Your about description looks great. I love how you're showing your skills and everything's really nice and animated. It's interesting to look at. But I'm not able to click the portfolio link, unfortunately. So maybe there is a missing link or something that doesn't make me able to, unfortunately, click on it. But otherwise, I think you're doing great. And let me know if you would like to resubmit your portfolio and we can take a closer look at your projects. All right, next one up, we have Jihan. Jihan, really, really great. I already see you have some really great work here. We have some logo designing, we have some branding in here. And let's take a look. I also really love your stamp logo. And I also love the typeface that you've picked for your personal branding. I think that's really, really awesome. Marketing, business management, designer, and student. Okay, so you are a student for design and marketing and business management. That's awesome. Maybe I would write something like student for marketing, business management, and designer, or something like that. Just make it a little bit more, simple. And I also would love to understand what exactly you study, design or marketing and business management. So at this point, it's a little bit confusing, or maybe you even study something else. But Jihan is from Jordan. Really, really cool. A little about me section. Interested in branding design, designing experiences, maybe. UX, UI design, product design, motion graphic design. That's really, really awesome. Really excited to see your projects. Maybe in the about me section, you can, write full sentences, something like, hey, I'm Jihan, I'm from blah, blah, blah. And I'm, in the past, I have worked with clients like this. And just mention different spheres you worked in. So sometimes the clients are, in beverage industry, or just to mention the industries you have experience. And I think is really helpful, because the client, when they look at your portfolio, they will definitely try to identify themselves with any of the information that's there. So if you're mentioning their industry that they're looking for, that will definitely be an advantage for you. So I would write some sentences here just describing your past experience and what you are aiming to do in the future. So just writing what you're passionate about and, just formulating sentences. Cool. All right, let's take a look at the last project here. It's called Honeybee. Honeybee. I think the logo is really, really nice. I love the bee element in here. I love how the logo has multiple levels to it. So we have the big type here, and then we have the smaller type at the bottom. I'm wondering if there is a way to kind of line up the letters a little bit better. But we're not here to discuss designs. We're here to discuss the presentation. And I think here you did a great job, placing the logo on top of an image. It doesn't, the logo does not lose any of the attention that it deserves. And we still see, the connection there. We see the logo in context. And that's a really, really great introduction image. Then I'm kind of expecting something like a little description. Who is this client? What is this project about? What was your position in this project? If it's a passion project, you can just make things up. You can write something like, Oh, okay, all right, so it's here. Honeybee is a collection of 5 types of honey which are love, sweet, health, energy, and pure. Okay, this is already a really good intro. I just really didn't see it at the first sight. Maybe you can kind of embed a little section in between these two images, a little white section where you just write in black, you know, honeybee is a collection of 5 types of honey, because I literally didn't see it right now. But you cannot know that because you are working on this, and you know, you're paying a lot of attention to this one graphic, right? But when we're scrolling, sometimes we overlook things, and that's important information. And I would also add, what was your challenge here in this project, right? So what was the initial idea? What was the challenge? What was your task in this project, right? I think that would be important. Otherwise, I think this is looking great. Here we have the logo lockups, web icon, horizontal, vertical. I think this is great. Also, I love how you are kind of creating a transition into the other images. So here we have a very similar background, and we have the packaging. I think you did a great job here. It looks super minimalistic and just to the point. I think this looks really, really great. And here we have some like a little flyer or a little ad. This is also looking great. I also love how you incorporated the logo here in yellow to connect the two parts of the design, right? We have the image and we have some type going on at the bottom. So I think you're doing a great job here. Also, this is an amazing mock-up, and it works super well with the yellow background here. Cool. And then we have some ads that you did a great job here. I'm thinking maybe it's too much to put 2 logos on one banner like that, because it kind of is repetitive a little bit, but I'll just keep it simple. I think banners are all about, you know, really giving the message, the essence of the message of the brand to the client. So your message here is made from 100% pure honey, right? That's what you're advertising with. It's very natural honey. So just keep it simple, make the message actually stick out, right? But otherwise, the mock-up is awesome. I think presentation wise, you're doing a really, really amazing job. Here again, you're reusing that image of the honey. Really nice. I also love how you are very detail oriented. Here, a little border that almost looks like a stamp. So that's really cool. Also a little background action going on here with a larger type. So this is awesome. Cool. All right, so now we have the different SKUs of packaging here, the different labels. Okay, cool. Yeah, I love it. Here I'm almost thinking the labels should be, you know, kind of transitioning from the top. So if you have the label centered in this image, it should be placed somewhere around here. So it's kind of like right underneath to create this layout, you know, so it's fluent. At this point, there is like a little whoop, like a little curve going on. And here it's kind of, here it matches pretty well, right? And here it's kind of like a little curve in the layout. But otherwise, I think this is a great project. I think you're doing a great, great job. Let's take a look at another project of yours, Jihan. Who else is here? Kiri Griswold. Very nice to have you here. Saying hi, Julia. Hi, good to see you. Awesome. All right, so I want to take a look at this holographic project. Let's take a look. So it seems to be a poster series. It says posters 2020. Style J. Okay. Love the color palette here, first of all, and also the presentation, how you know, this intro image is translating and connecting to the next one with these blobs that are kind of overflowing to the next image. That makes me want to scroll down. So this is great. Those transition, guys, if you have any chance to create transitions between images, those are great because they literally make me scroll further and further and further, and they also keep my attention, right? I also love the way you kind of incorporated the noise in here. So, okay, this is cool. Those almost look like those eye patches that you can put under your eyes. Looks really nice. Okay. you're keeping it very cohesive with the imagery and with the color palette. I really love that. Slow motion. Okay, cool. This is great. It almost could be, you know, like a branding for a, you know, for those beauty companies that sell those patches for under the eyes. This is cool. Yeah, great. I think this is a great project. It could be a branding project, I think. So, guys, just in case you're new here, I'm mentioning this actually every single time, but in your portfolio, you only want to show the work that will attract the right clients for you, right? So if you want to work in a certain industry, make sure to put projects into your portfolio that have to do with that industry, right? So whenever somebody gets on that site from the industry you want to work with, you want to make sure that they get the interest that they will want to hire you, right? So Tim Skater is saying, nice work, well done. Yeah, totally agree. I think this is a great project. And Natasha is saying, oh, nice. All right, let's take another look at original coffee. First of all, I think this pattern is really great, and you did a great job also with the color palette. For my recent project, I'm also creating a pattern, you know, a modular pattern, and I know how challenging it is. So you did a great job here with the color palette. I think this is very cohesive. Original coffee. This is another lockup of your coffee logo. Nice. Okay, this is great. Here, I'm wondering if it's possible to add some shadow to the graphic, because that will make it look way more realistic. Right now, the graphic is really perfect and it kind of sticks out almost, while on the packaging, there is a little shadow going on over here in the background. So make sure to, whenever you create the mock-up like that, just overlay it with a little shadow. And in Photoshop, you can do it very easily. You know, just make it a little bit darker on top of that graphic. But otherwise, I think the mock-up is great. Here you did that kind of. You did do the shadow here, but here they're kind of missing. So also great job on creating skews of the pattern. Really nice. Great job. Yeah, you're doing good. I think this is one of your stronger projects. I think this one is very cohesive, and it's a very presentable project, I think, because it's very commercial, I would say, right? So I would say many brands will identify themselves with that. So it's a very presentable one. Really nice. Yeah, and also I would love to see actually, you know, more of the logo, more of the color palettes, and just the whole branding system, right? I see it on the mock-ups kind of, and you're showing the patterns, but just going more into detail, showing the typefaces, showing again, adding some information, you know, what is it about original coffee that made you create this pattern? Why exactly? And why exactly did you select these colors for the different SKUs? I think that will be really interesting information here. But otherwise, I think this is awesome. I think, Jihan, you're really on a good way. I would suggest more of the original coffee project, similar to that, where you can actually see a design system, right? So we have different patterns in different colors, so color palettes, so we can adapt them to different SKUs of the product. But yeah, otherwise, I think, Jihan, you're doing great. Thanks so much for submitting your portfolio. And next one up, we have Natasha Kanapaahu. Natasha, I really love the intro image here. I think the color palette is great. I think your logo is awesome. All right. Also, yeah, I love this, your logo design just in general. The menu is getting a little bit lost in the top, at the top. Maybe just make it just a tiny bit larger, I would suggest. But we have some links going on at the top, or maybe you can just make it white, so it kind of gives it a contrast to your image in the background. So I would just make it all white, and once you hover on top of it, maybe a different color, maybe you know, a gray or something, or even your blue would work here as well. Okay, let's take a look at your projects. Are you excited? Imran is asking, how do I volunteer for portfolio review? Imran, connect with me on Instagram. It's at Julia Masalska. I can share this here real quick. Instagram, and then you just go onto Julia Masalska. This is my Instagram. Come and join me there and send me your portfolio link there. So that's also where I kind of connect with all people, and I will also notify you once your portfolio is being presented on the live stream. So make sure to follow me there and just let's connect there. Okay, cool. Natasha is saying nervous. Got me nervous. Cool. All right, so I see we have already some amazing work going on here. We have some branding work, we have some social media, we have some ads going on, looks like packaging. Okay, cool. So where do I start? Let's start over here. We have BL Studios, looks like a logo design here. It seems to me that this brand has to do with music, because I see all this equipment in the background, and this is a communication design for you guys, right? So communication design basically is communicating something with a visual, and here Natasha does a great job communicating something with a visual, because with this logo, right now I understand that this is for something that has to do with music. All right, cool. We have only one image. Natasha, I would highly recommend you, if this is it, let's take a look. Maybe there is more. Yeah, so Natasha, I would really recommend you, in case those are all single images by themselves, make it a case study, just like we saw with Jihan. So if you have a logo like this, right, just show the different colors it can be used in, create a whole presentation about it, right? So kind of like a brand guideline. So in the beginning you could show an image like this, and then you could write a little description underneath saying, for example, hey, so this brand is called BL Studios, and they're producing this and this and this, and my challenge as a designer was to create a brand that attract a certain audience, and and I have solved this problem, attracting the millennials by using this and this color palette that they are already familiar with through brands like this and this and this, and I also just describe what kind of decisions you have made here as a designer, and why exactly did you pick this typeface. Just mention the typefaces you are using for the brand. Just make it a whole brand case study, right? And a great place to take a look at, guys, if you are looking at case studies, I have a really great suggestion for you. So if you're looking on Behance, go and look for Anagrama Studio. They are amazing. Those people, it's a studio, but why not take a big inspiration from somebody who is, already successful, right? So take a look at one of these case studies. Here, let's take a look at this packaging one, right? What they're doing, they're having a description in the beginning. So the background about the project is one of the most important things to be able to understand and to be able to judge your design, or to say even if it's a good design or a bad design, because you cannot say if it's a good design or a bad design if you don't know who it's designed for, right? So here they're always, in their projects, they're always having this description: the client, the objective, the solution, right? So the client, a really short, literally 2 sentences about who the client is, what they want to achieve. The objective, what's the objective for you as a designer, right? Here, create a brand identity with modern features and a sport-oriented style, right? So this is an objective. And then the solution. So how did you solve this objective? How did you solve the problems, and how did you make those design decisions? And here they say, we designed a visual system for the logo and packaging inspired by the chemical structures of elements. We detailed this visual system with some supporting features, including highlights in Spot UV. It's a great description. The brand details achieve a visual similarity with a reflective fabric that is characterized of some sportswear. Yeah, so just having a little description in the beginning is really great. And then you can have your image here. This one is a great intro image because it shows your logo in context. And then after that, you can break down the logo. So break it down as in, show how it can be applied. Maybe there's different ways to put the text next to the logo, and maybe this is the way you will put it onto a website, and maybe another way you will put it on a banner, and then just showing how the logo is being applied to different things. So let's say a t-shirt, BL Studio t-shirt, right? Some merch, some stationery, maybe some packaging, and just make it a whole case study and make it a whole big project, because you can blow it up. You can really make it big. At this point, it's just, for me, it's just an image, it's just a graphic, and it does not have no essence in it yet. Although you do know that you have created this with a purpose, and you do know what design decisions you made. So for you, it's important to kind of communicate those design decisions. And the same thing here. I think this is a great logo here, Perfect Promise. And I think this is a great business card too. So why not, show the whole system of this design. Show the color palette by itself. Show the typefaces by themselves. Show the logo and how it can be put together, different lockups, right? Show the different colors the logo can be used in. Show different products that the logo can be applied to in different ways. And that's how you also learn if your branding really works for this company, because once you apply it to different mockups, you'll be able to see, okay, so it works. It's it works really well on a t-shirt, it works really well on a cup, it works really well on a website, it works really well on black and white on black, and it works really well in this and this and this color with this and this and this background, right? So just make sure to value your projects and put some more effort to build a whole case study. That's what clients usually want to see, because when you work for, let's say you're working on a freelance branding project, what a client expects you to do is they expect you to kind of present the design, but also to have a reason behind your design decisions, right? So that's the reason why you kind of need this basis of, okay, who is the client? What's the challenge of the client? How can I solve the challenge as a designer? And what's the reason why I chose these colors, and so on. So it would be great to have like this whole case study running, and for me, like a whole minute scrolling through and looking through all the different things that you've created and how the brand identity, you're basically supporting that the brand identity works in different situations and on different media, right? You maybe even show a social media, like an Instagram mock-up where you're applying the logo into the thumbnail, and then you're creating a whole social media for them, just creating a mock-up to show how this brand works and what's the brand voice is, does it sound more friendly, does it sound more elegant, and so on. So I think there is a lot you can do with every single one of these projects, because this logo is great. This logo is also great, and here you have shown it in a different way a little bit, right? Cool. All right. Okay. Imran is saying, thanks, I already follow you for like a year now. Okay, that's great. Well, just send me the link then. Okay, cool. Well, if you are following me for a whole year now, you haven't watched my stories once, because I'm talking about the portfolio reviews and how you can send me the link every single week. So you have missed out. Anyways, so Jihan is saying, thank you, Julia. You're welcome. My account is saying, new fan, keep up the good work. Yay, that's great. Thanks everybody for joining. I see we have some more people joining here. That's great. Cool. So again, make a case study out of every single image we see here. I think those are really great intro images, to introduce to your project, but it really needs to go into depth. The client wants to see more about how you work, about how you make your design decisions, and how you can articulate those, right? This is also very cute, and I can totally imagine this being a whole case study here. A sweet tasting experience, Cabo Row. Nice, I love it. I think also this is a great mock-up, a great logo. I really love the imperfection here. You can even make a whole typeface out of this. Have you thought about that? I think that would be really, really cool. because it looks like a custom, like a custom drawn logo, and you can totally make it a whole typeface and add it to your presentation. I think that will value up your project so much. And just the to have the thought that you can create a whole typeface for a brand if they need to is great. It's great. As a really quick tip for creating a typeface yourself, there is a plugin for Illustrator. Let's see if my Illustrator is gonna open that quick. But there is a plugin for Illustrator that you can use to create your own typeface. And Natasha, you totally could use your letters here to create your typeface. Let me open something that's not secret. I want to show you guys real quick how to create your own typeface. So let's see. My Illustrator is struggling right now, but yeah, you can totally do that, and just blow this project up. Just here's some recent illustration that I did. All right. So here's my Illustrator right here. There we go. All right, so there is a plugin extensions, and it's called Font Self Maker, right? So Natasha, this is just an idea for you, but you can totally make a font yourself. So let's say I have this custom logo here, right? So let's say this is my letter M, right? I can select my letter, and here in this I can drop it in here, right? So now I have my letter. Wait, let's see. So anyway, so you can make your own okay, any character. Okay, so we have my we can make custom letters here, and then we can identify them as, wait, I think I have to group this first. All right, add it to any character. All right, so now I'm making this my M, right? And once I have saved letters for every single thing, for every single letter that I need, I can export, I can save the font, and then I can install it in my own computer, and then I can use it. I'm just typing on my keyboard, and I'll have my custom letters here. So let's say this is an O, right? So I'm going to put an O over here, like that. And here again, we have a B. So I'm going to code that as a B, right? And now I have my alphabet coming together. And once I have that, and you can do that with any kind of letters, you can just literally paint them yourself. And then you can literally here type M-O, right? And here you can see I'm already typing with my typeface, right? M-O-B. I'm already typing with it. So this is this will be a really cool addition to your project, I think, in this case, because those look like they're custom made. All right, to not take too much time, diving into how to create a typeface, let's continue here. Okay, so this is a very interesting graphic. Again, I would love to know your thoughts behind it and what exactly, the purpose was for this. And when, putting things into your portfolio, I definitely recommend, putting work that a potential client can identify themselves with, right? So what kind of clients can you attract with this? This is what you always have to think. What's the target audience for this project, right? This is what you have to think. It's literally, you're designing this as an experience for someone. Your portfolio is an experience for someone. So you will have to, try to fulfill their needs. And you want to fulfill the needs only of those customers that you want, right? You don't want to fulfill the needs of people who, who are not in your field at all, who are, let's say you don't want to work for medical, but you attract medical clients because you're putting medical projects into your portfolio. But that's not what you want in the future, so I would completely remove those. Okay, cool. But otherwise, I see you have a great talent, and I see you have some great, amazing things that you're doing. Also, this logo is amazing. I would love to see a whole case study to this, right? How did it come about? And just see the logo on itself on black color in white and on white color in black. That will show the whole beauty and the whole, functionality of your logo. I think that would be great to see. And just my recommendation for you, Natasha, just in general, make it all a case study. Every single one of these projects, make it a case study. By case study, I mean, just a whole flow of different things about the brand. Starting with a description. And if it's a passion project, make a description for yourself. Just invent a brand. And also, guys, a great practice for when you have when you want to work on a passion project and you don't know what to do. There is a site that's called let me look it up, actually. Brief. Something with random brief or something like that. Good Brief. It's called Good Brief. So Good Brief, you go onto the site, goodbrief.io. I'll put it into the chat. And cool. All right, Natasha is saying, I had no idea Illustrator could do that. Yes, I know. I found it out through Chris Doe. Also, really amazing channel to look at. Chris Doe and The Future. Really cool. Abby is asking, do you make your Behance layouts on Illustrator as one continuous artboard? That's a great question. Let's jump into that in a second. Okay, Natasha is saying that's a really good idea. I'm assuming the typeface. Imran is saying I'm too lazy for IG stories. That's fine. It's okay. I only watch your YouTube videos. Yeah, I'll make more of those, by the way, in the future. I'm currently concentrating on my social media until I reach the 10K, hopefully soon, and then I'll make more YouTube videos so I can link them right away in my stories, and just, you just have to click on my stories and then you can see the video right away. So that's what I'm waiting for. Here, the Good Brief, I've sent you guys the link. So check this out if you're working on passion projects. Here, type of work, you can select, whatever you want. Brand identity, let's say, right? And then you can select the industry. And here, I highly recommend you select the industry you want to work for. So let's say you want to work for fashion, okay? Fashion, and then we click generate, and then we already have a company description. We are a fashion company that sells plus size children clothing, and so on. So you can click generate and find the right fit for yourself. You don't have to take the first best one. Just find the right one that you think will be interesting to you to work for, and then you create a whole project just around this, right? So this is your brief, and then you have to create. You just imagine you have to create a project. A passion project for yourself. Cool. So goodbrief.io, very great resource for that. Natasha, I think you're doing a great job, and I really love your site and everything. I think everything you do is just great. It's just lacking on really going into depth into the projects. So I really recommend you. Caporo, I want to see that typeface, and here I want to see a whole case study on this one, right? Especially start with the projects that are the last ones, right? So the BL Studios, make a case study for that. Caporo, make a case study for that. Create a typeface. I know you probably have fun doing that. Not everybody does, but it seems like you do. And maybe it's also a chance for you to not only create this typeface for here, but also sell it on Creative Market, because why not? It's a very interesting typeface. It's custom. Sometimes people are looking for typefaces like that to create their own brand. So why not, also sell it while you add it. This is great. Sell it while you add it. That's interesting. Cool. Otherwise, I think you're doing great. You're a great young lady with an amazing branding. So keep it up. Keep up the good work. All right, next up we have Lauren Lever. Lauren, I already love your logo. I think this is nice and minimalistic, And we already have some previews here. Golden Dog, we have the projects kind of sorted in those line segments. Lauren, let me know if you are here. I would love to know if you are watching us right now. My account is saying learning a lot today. Thank you. Cool. All right, Natasha, you're welcome. Hopefully this was helpful to you. Yes, work on the case studies. Cool. All right, I really love the way this Lauren is creating her portfolio and kind of creating a structure, you know, and having stripes like that makes it easy to scroll through, right? Because while I'm scrolling, I'm not only seeing one project on the screen, I'm seeing multiple of them, and I see there is one more coming, and I see there is one more coming, and I see there's one more coming, and that keeps me on scrolling. That's a great user experience design. So Lauren, great job on that already. We have an about section, we have a context section, but I am interested in Golden Dog because I can already see this is a brewery project, super popular these days. There are a lot of breweries who are looking for, you know, for work, for design work. So great industry to work for, definitely. Cool. Golden Dog Brewery Works. Here Lauren is doing a really great job on, you know, writing a little intro. Golden Dog Brewery Works came to LL Creative with aspirations of creating a new brand imagery that lived up to their legacy. Inspired by the love for all things golden, the owner needed a trendy brand that incorporated his passion for pale ales and spending time at the abundant Colorado sunshine. Oh, nice. With his golden retriever. With a new logo, social content, and design collateral, Golden Dog Brew Works is ready to open their doors for people to enjoy their golden beer in the great outdoors. That's great. I think that's a really nice formulated description, and it gives me an idea of what is, you know, what is going on. This is great. I think you're doing a great job showing the logo here. I'm wondering if it's possible to increase the size of all of these images and to kind of create a layout that's a little bit wider, because on your starting page you did a really great job. Everything looks really large and like it kind of occupies the screen a little bit more. Here we can see there's a lot of white space, a lot of space that can be used to create that experience for me, right? So I'm wondering if there's a way you know, to make those images larger, so that even here I can see there are some details that I want to see a little bit close up, and I almost have to kind of squinch my eyes. So for this project, I totally recommend making the images larger, putting them together, so leave out that padding in between. I don't think it's necessary because you have great contrast between all of these slides, and I think it will work super well if they are connected with each other and larger. So I would suggest maybe, right now it looks like it's at maybe, I don't know, so like 700, 600 pixels. And I would maybe extend it to 1,000 or more, like just, you know, making it really large. But make sure that it's not that large that, you know, it kind of covers the whole screen. That's also not what we want, but just make it larger, just a little bit larger. Cool. All right. And also, you know what will be great in this case, it would be great if there was a possibility to do like a slideshow. So whenever I click on an image, I would love it for it to kind of pop out, and then if I could click through, like you know, click through the images here, I think that would be awesome. Otherwise, I think this project is amazing. I think you're doing a good job kind of showing showing all of the, you know, all of the applications of the logo here on a window. Then we have it applied on a beer can. Super nice. I would totally buy this beer in the supermarket. And then we have it on a glass, and we have it on a coaster. So I think this is great. It's very minimalistic. Maybe add a little bit more to it. For example, I would love to know a little bit more about your design decisions. Why exactly did you not choose the color gold or you know, yellow or warm tones? Why exactly did you choose blue tones? I would love to know why exactly you did that. I'm assuming it's probably to create a contrast to the beer because the beer already has warm colors, so cold tones will create a contrast. But I would still love to know your decision making here. So I would love to have a little section where you talk about that. But otherwise, great project. Compliments on that. Now let's take a look at Crane Kick. Again, I really love this page here, and I really love the way you incorporate the colors of the brand into the homepage to kind of introduce the project already in the tones that you're using for the project. So this is great. Crane Kick Media Group, love the typeface here in Crane Kick Media Group. I think that's the typeface that you use for all the projects here. Yeah, the intro. Yeah, this is really cool. Here again, this amazing typeface. I would love to know the name of it, by the way, if you're here. Okay, let's go back to Crane Kick Media Group. It would be great if this whole thing, this whole black rectangle would be a link to the project. Because right now I have to be very specific where I click, and the space where I click to get to the project or to the case study is really tiny. It's only this little rectangle here, and you have this huge black space around here that could be a link to the project, because the only reason why this exists is to take you to the project, right? And the link is so tiny here, right? It's so tiny. And here again we have this really tiny, so really for me it's it's kind of hard to click on it. It's just this tiny square and this tiny rectangle, but you have so much space. So why not just make this whole thing a link to your project? All right, but yeah, let's take a quick look at that. Here we have some, looks like branding. Yeah, it looks like branding. Okay, cool. I love the intro image. Again, here I would love everything to blow up a little bit more. It seems quite small to me, and even reading the text here is really tiny. I'm not sure how it is on the mobile. Maybe it's easier to read on the mobile, but on my screen it's kind of hard. There is a lot of white space around here, so I would definitely extend the images. But this is a very high critique here, because you're actually really, really talented, and you're doing such an amazing job with all the designs. Like, I'm not even saying anything about the designs because they're just so great, right? It's just you can just give it a little bit more size. That's really my only point here. Cool. I love it. I think you're doing a great job. You're defining the colors really good. You have some typefaces here. You have the logo in black and white. Cool. Let's see what else you have here. We see how the logo is being applied to the website. Cool. No, I think this is great. I think you need to really increase the size of the images here. But otherwise, Lauren, I think you're doing a great job. Learnings, capital. Let's take a look at that one. Cool. By the way, your site looks very professional, and also love the fact that you have your own domain name. I think this is really, if you really want to attract big clients, this is the way to go. And I think this is awesome. I'm also sure that you already have a lot of clients probably, but this is great. Cool. All right. I love the flow in here. I think you could do more of that, like larger slides that you can scroll through. This is cool. Here we have a little break in the layout. I think it would be great to have like a smooth layout. So here we have this image that's a certain amount of pixels. So I think for you, the point here is make sure whenever you export your images for your website that they all have the same width. I think that will really help you to design a smooth experience of a layout, a straight layout. Cool. All right, here again we have a little jump. So we have this image ending here, and now we have this image ending here, and this image ending here. So I will play around with this a little bit more, but I think you're doing such a great job on your website, just like getting on here again. I would love to have a little link around your logo. And that's usually, you know, where you click to get back to the home page. So that's kind of something that I would expect here, but it's great. And also one important thing, Lauren, the call to action. So by the end of each project, or at least at the bottom, at your bottom part here, you should have a call to action, meaning there should be a button where it says contact, or get in touch with me, or send me an email, or get your free quote, or something like that, that basically calls to action, so that the person who's looking through this, you know, when they're looking through the project, they're like, oh great, oh this is awesome. And then there's nothing. When you catch them have that emotion of, wow, this is awesome, you need to put a call to action. You need to put something like, shoot me an email, or contact, or get in touch with me, message me, or give me a call, something like that, right? So that should be somewhere in the bottom. I think it's the easiest if you put it in your footer here, just, you know, a way that you want people to reach out to you, or maybe just the link to your contact page, because I have seen you have a contact page, but each project should have the accessibility to contact you, right? You want it to make it as easy as possible for the person to contact you, and you want to catch them at their best, you know, at their best thought about you, and that's when they're looking through the project. And at this point, whenever I'm inside the project, I don't have any link to contact you, right? So here, nothing here at the top, nothing at the bottom. I cannot contact you at all. So I'll have to go back, and at this point you're kind of losing the attention, you're losing the traction with the client, you're losing this connection that they have while looking at your project. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at the last one, earnings capital. Let's take a look what's going on in the chat here. Cool. All right. Abby is here. Hi, Abby. Good to see you. There is a designer on Instagram called Natalie Gallup that is currently posting weekly passion project prompts, which is very helpful. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'll definitely take a look at that. So yeah, that's also awesome. I know also Lauren Home, in case you guys are more into lettering, Lauren Home is also having something like homework. So every week she's homework. So let's say create a lettering for this and this quote. That's also cool. That's also a really cool exercise if you guys are looking for something like that. Yay, Natasha is saying super helpful. I learned so much. That's great. That's awesome. All right. Let's take a look at this last project by Lauren. Earnings capital with billion. Okay, again, I love your descriptions, and I love how every project has a structure and has the little intro in the beginning and the logo, and then it has an intro image, and then we get into all of our color palettes and the logo lockups and so on, and the typefaces. So I think this is great. Honestly, I think my only advice for you would be to blow up the images a little bit, make things just a little bit larger, and especially the images easier to see, easier to comprehend, and create a layout that's really smooth, and to put a call to action on each of your projects. You don't necessarily have to put it on each of the projects themselves, but maybe in the header or in the footer, put a call to action so that people can contact you. All right. Cool. Lauren, I think you're doing a great job. Really, to summarize it again, make sure that you lay out it straight, avoid too much white space, so make the images just a little bit larger, easier to read. Check your content on different devices, so to make sure that everything's legible on every device. And call to action. Those are my 3 tips. Yeah. Otherwise, you're doing a great job, Lauren. I think you're a really, really talented designer, and you're doing an amazing job. Cool. All right, next one up, we have Ravi. Ravi is a graphic and web designer from Antalya, Turkey. Cool. Ravi, this is great. We have a little intro here. My name is Abdulrahman Rijabo, aka Ravi, and I'm a graphic designer based in Antalya, Turkey. Cool, this is great. I wish there was a little cover image at the top. Why not add a little cover image? I think that would be awesome. Cool, let's take a look at some of your projects. Otherwise, you know, for the about info, I would love for you to, you know, add a little bit more information. Maybe some kind of clients that you worked with in the past, some kind of industries you worked with in the past, and what you are aiming to do in the future also. So what's your experience and what do you want to achieve in the future? I think that would be interesting to know. All right, let's take a look at this. Tulipchi brand identity. Tulipchi is a concept for a florist. The logo and the graphic elements inspired from roses and flowers. This is great. I think for the intro image, you can totally cut off some of the background, because right now the image is really large, and for me it's kind of like a long way to scroll, right? So you want to cut off maybe this top piece here and maybe this bottom piece here, and just keep it a little bit more in a long format, because your logo is also in a long format, so that will work perfectly. Just leave a little frame around the logo and then you're good to go. I would say maybe just to keep it at a height like something like that, so that it's not too long. But otherwise, this is good, a good start. Here you're showing how you created the logo. Also love the way you're you know, showing the different circles, the geometry inside the logo. This makes it really easy to comprehend how you've, you know, put it together. So a leaf and tulip, and you have created that. That's awesome. I think you did a great job here. I think that element here is really beautiful, and I think it just reflects everything you need to have for a flower store or florist. Cool. And then we have the typefaces here. This is great. Here I would remove the padding in between the images. To show you real quick how to do that, let me show you that real quick in case you guys don't know. So let's take a look. So I'm going to, let's say I'm going to create a project, and here on the right side I will have the settings, right? And then this, okay, no, it's not the settings, it's actually, I think, the styles. Okay, wait a second. So okay, this is interesting. I think I will have to add some images before. Okay, so let's add this one. I have a lot of meat images, but I'm working on a meat project right now. But let's take a look. So we have the padding here, right? And then was it in the styles, or where was it? Oh yeah, here. Now that I have images, right, I can adjust the content spacing. So I can remove that space between the images by pulling this thing down. So it does not work in the beginning of the project if you don't have any images yet, but once you put in the images, you can adjust the content spacing. So in your case, Ravi, I will remove this spacing in between, just because it kind of, you know, it's a little distorting from the content. And I think just because also you're using the same background here in between, it will be a great connection to the next image. So why create this distortion? I don't think it's necessary. Same thing here. So just remove that at all from this project. Cool. We have the typefaces here. That's very easy to understand. We have some more shapes going on here. I'm wondering what they're going to be used for. Okay, I see. So those shapes are being used as a pattern in the background as well. So that is cool too. All right. I'm wondering if you can use that pattern that you've created from these flowers to use it in the background here as well, because it seems like this is not actually a brand pattern. So why not use that pattern in the background here? I think that would be cool. All right, and you've created a little tag here. Happy birthday, very nice. This is cool. This is a great mock-up. It looks very familiar to me. I have created a mock-up like that once. I'd love to know if that's one of mine. Cool. All right. Imran is saying, yeah, put it big, show him your worth. Yeah, exactly. Show the big images. TM Skater is saying, oh, that's cool, didn't know that. Cindy DJ is saying, hi, Julia. Hi, Cindy. Good to see you here. Cool. Yeah, this looks like a project that I have created. Similar. Okay. Cool. I want to show you actually that project. Let's see if it's still there. Is it still on my Behance? I think so. Yeah, it's this one. So I have created a mock-up that looks very similar. Yeah, with a bag, and then it had tulips in it. Oh, I didn't put it in here. But I have photographed the same thing, literally tulips inside a bag. Yeah, so that's why it looked familiar. Cool. Flora Flare to your special one. I also love how you're showing the logo on the website. I think you're doing a great job here. Cool. Yeah, I think this is great. My only tip here is to remove the padding, maybe to try using the pattern as a background, but otherwise I think this is good. Next one up is Gemini GG. Cool. Here again, padding, remove it. No need for padding here. Cool. Love the texture in the background. I'd love to see the texture also being applied to the logo. You can put the set the logo on transparency and what was that again? Divide, no. So set the transparency so the texture kind of gets onto the texture of the logo. So I want to see the transparency here, transparency settings. So let's say I have a texture. Let me find a texture real quick for you guys. Let's say I have this texture. I would not use this, but let's say I have this texture here. Let me close that. And I want to make my logo look like it's printed on top, or like it's located on top. I'm going to outline the stroke here real quick. So what you can do is you can go here onto window and transparency, and then I think it's multiply, yes. And then you can also decrease the opacity just a little bit. So now once we zoom in, we will see that our logo suddenly looks like it's almost printed on it, right? And if it doesn't look printed still, we can still adjust the opacity just a little bit, like so, right? And now it looks like it's printed on it. So really cool tip, really easy to do, and can create such a cool effect. All right, let's get back to Ravi and to the project. Very nice. Let me close that here. All right, so yeah, would love to see the texture and the logo here, and then here you did something with the texture that I think that's cool. Logo idea, and we have a little description here even, so that's also awesome. I love the way you're showing the colors. I think this slide is really, really cool. I think this is awesome presentation here. Love the way I apply the texture to the different colors. Awesome. And here you're showing a little spot gloss effect. I think also great job here. My only thing is the padding, remove the padding. Otherwise, this is a really great project. I think this is your stronger project. I think that one is Gemini GG is stronger than Tulip Tree. So your strongest project should be the last one. So consider reposting that one as the last one. Okay, let's see. And the reason for that is because let's say somebody opens your page. What do? They go one by one, right? So where do they start? They start at your last updated one, your last posted one, because that your last posted project should be the one that represents your current skill set, right? That makes sense, right? Okay, we have taking a look at that. And let's take a look at H crochet. Cool. I love the H here. It looks really spiky. Okay, Poppins is a great typeface. Love the color palette too. Aha, cool. Love it. This is great. And I love that you're incorporating all of the brand colors in here. I think this is super cool. Again, adjust the padding in this project. You can totally go in here even now and edit it. You can edit your project afterwards as well. Cool. This is nice. Great. I think you're doing a great job. Consistent. Cool. Love it. Awesome. It's very clean. I love the style that you've selected here. Cool. Social media banner. Nice. Photography. So this is how you present the photography. I'm wondering this blue color in the background, if that's part of the branding. I would use one of these, maybe this color for the background here, or just white. You can also just use white, because this color seems to stick out a little bit and it's not part of your brand colors, so I would totally get rid of it. Yeah, so great job here. I think, Ravi, you're doing a great job. Just remove the padding everywhere and make sure that your last project is your strongest one. Otherwise, you guys are so great. I'm so happy. I'm always seeing better and better and better portfolios, and I'm really, really excited how like we're growing here as a community. If you just joined us, if you want to submit your portfolio, make sure to follow me here on Instagram at Julia Masalska. And this is where you can send me your portfolio link if you haven't yet. So yeah, just let's get in touch. Also, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram in case you have any questions after this review. I will link everybody in the description underneath. I think I've started that, but I'm going to complete that, and make sure to follow everybody on their Instagram. And have a great weekend, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this session. And we'll see you next Friday. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.